Hopefulness day 19. This is essentially take 2 because I already recorded, but I recorded for a whole 4 seconds and then accidentally turned the damn thing off when I put it up there, which is annoying. And I thought I'd been recording the whole time, talked for like 30 minutes, and then I had to go and move the car. And since I couldn't move the car to a place that I could find to park, I just drove. And I'll tell you this, gas is cheaper than using the bus. Straight up. Gas is cheaper than using the bus. Now, of course, having a car is not necessarily cheaper because you've got to deal with things like maintenance. You know, you've got to change your oil every now and then and all kinds of stuff. But people bitching about gas prices, nah. Not when you can go the distances that you can go on $5 worth of gas versus $5. Well, not only just distances in time. But hell, I'm gonna title it something along those lines with regards to how cheap it is. Gas is cheaper than the bus. It really is. At least out here. Because, let's see, it is now just about 10:30. I got back like 5 minutes ago, maybe 10 minutes ago tops. And I left about 10 to 8. So I was driving most of that time. I did go to the storage unit for about 10 minutes. But the rest of it was driving in some capacity or another. And I drove pretty far. And I drove quite a lot. Like, in a 2-hour period, on the bus, I would not have gone anywhere near where I got today. And I probably only spent about $5 worth of gas. Now, I did refuel, but it was also kind of low when I got out of the car, when I got into the car earlier too. Well, not exactly low, but it's about half of where I was expecting to be, or where I, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? I think it was about half of what I spent, basically. So I spent $10. You know, I did it again, $9.99 again today. Didn't go far, but I went far. Like, I went all the way down to like 140th Street or something like that. And then I was like, all right, well, let's take myself back north. So I decided to get on the 405. It wasn't that great, of course. I mean, drove up the 405 all the way to whatever because that was pretty far south. That was like in Torrance and heading towards San Pedro and all that. And I was driving down Western the whole time, for most of it. You know, at least the initial portion of it. And then, kind of hot. Hold on. Turn on the fan, turn down the heater, turn on the AC thing. Because, I mean, I was in the car most of the time, and, you know, even though it started off cold and I had my other hoodie on pretty much the entire time, so, you know, kind of got a little warm. But it's still pretty chilly outside at the moment. I mean, hell, even before, one thing. I mean, I should know better. There's a giant fucking thing of sour cream. I thought it was cottage cheese. It was in the same exact spot as the cottage cheese. Like, literally in the same place. So now I have a bunch of cottage cheese that's probably not all that great, but we'll see. I can figure it out. And then, so what I was going to do is I have banana, because I had a banana already. I had 2 hard-boiled eggs and the cottage cheese. Those are all quick, easy, relatively healthy things to consume. Didn't have that, so I didn't have cottage cheese. But instead, I got some peanut butter. Boom. I got 4 tablespoons worth, which is 2 servings, which is 360 calories, which seems, it's a lot. I mean, peanut butter is pretty calorie dense. There's a lot of fat, there's a lot of protein in it. There's like very little sugars. Literally the first thing is roasted peanuts. The next thing is sugar. But I mean, even with it, like 7 grams of protein per serving, 15 total fat. And then only 2 grams of added sugars. So, plus there's dietary fiber. So that helps, and it's 2 grams, so it kind of helps counterbalance that. Peanut butter is a pretty healthy, cheap snack if you just need something for on the go. And I was glad that I got it yesterday. I went out to storage so that I could do something like that. Got in the car, drove south, then went west, and then back north, and then got back on the other highway, the Norwalk, whatever the hell highway it is. And I was like, all right, well, let's go to the storage unit. I'd probably get there before I need to. Missed my turn, went on the next one instead, kept going up and up and up. They didn't want me to go on the highway on the 101. I was like, all right, whatever. And so I was just going through the side streets and stuff. And it wasn't horrible, but, you know, it's like getting around, man. Holy shit. I mean, and that's the thing. That's the thing. Despite all of that, okay, now, if I bought a car, let's just say I got lucky for $1,500 bucks, right? Say I bought a car for $1,500. And let's just say that for the entire year, no real problems whatsoever, all right? And let's say the oil change is like, let's say the total oil change cost, because you do it 4 times a year, and I was going to do 140, but let's say it's 150, just kind of an easy round number. So it's $1,650. And then, based on that, driving and all that, if I'm going to spend about, because I mean, the amount of driving that I did could have got me to and from work pretty easily. Like the literal distance that I drove, because I drove, like I said, for nearly 2 hours, like pretty much over 2 hours, in fact. And so in the distance that I drove, I could get to a job and back pretty much. And I'm gonna say that's about $5 of gas. That's a lot. That's probably more than it actually is. And if I'm doing that 5 times a week, it's $25 a week just for gas. And there's 52 weeks in a year. Well, if I want to make it kind of easy, it's $250 for 10 weeks, $750 for 50 weeks, plus another 50, so it's $800. Could be wrong. I think my math's there though. And add that to the $1,650, that's $2,450 for a year. Now that's the cost of the car, plus the gas, plus the oil changes, and no other maintenance, right? Now, I'm buying a $1,500 car somehow, and not having any fucking maintenance whatsoever. Okay. Now, $2,450 is just over $200 a month. All right. Coincidence that it works out like that. I like that. Okay, $200 a month sounds like a lot. But then if we break it down, that's less than $10 a day for the use of the car. Now, it is more expensive to do that than to take the bus. But you're also dealing with the convenience factor of driving the car. The fact that even when it's slower, even though you're not getting there nearly as fast as you would like, you're still getting there faster than the bus. And that is telling. And look, I'll be honest, this place has too many fucking cars. Like, seriously, there's too many fucking cars everywhere. Too many cars. It's car capital. It's got too many fucking cars. And I don't want to have to be the next one, but I really don't have much of a choice. Like, the options are so extremely limited. You might say, well, okay, if you're making a really good amount of money at a job, you can save money by not getting in a car and stuff. Sure, maybe, depending on circumstance, but remember, time is money. You know, if I'm spending, let's say, $1.75 each way to work, right? And it's only what? It's only $3.50 in a day. But wait a minute, didn't I just say it's like $5 a day? Actually, it's less than 10. Sorry. So it's less than $10 a day. So like is what, $24.50 divided by 12 is, you got 50 left over after 200, and you know that's what, $4. So it's what, $204 effectively per month. Let's knock it up to $210 just to make it simple, and then let's make every single month 30 days. That's $7. $7 a day. That's when I bought the car too. That's not, now sure, I could be spending $250 a month and like another $200 on the car payment and then $250 on the car insurance, and then I could be, you know, blowing more money on all this stuff. I get it. Like, I'm trying to be relatively conservative with buying, like, let's say a used car and getting lucky that the first year, no problems. And all you have to do is change your oil. And you probably don't even have to change it 3 times a month or 3 times a year, 4 times a year. It used to be it was 4 times a year. Now it's like twice a year. Forgot to put the butter on. Scott was yammering. It's 3 tablespoons. Where's my knife? So, you're spending roughly $7 a day in that first year on the car. Okay, on a cheap ass piece of shit that you just got lucky and all you had to do was fill it up. Boom. Alright, that's not even including insurance, of course. But what I'm getting at is although, yes, cars are 100% more expensive to drive around compared to that of using a bus to get around, the time that is saved is also equally valuable. And as such, there could be a lot of things. Like, okay, one of the things that kept me from being able to really do the job that I wanted to at iHeart, not even so much the job I wanted to, just being able to take on opportunity. I didn't have a car. I couldn't afford to get up at the, you know, crack of dawn or some shit on some days, because, like, if they wanted me there at 7 o'clock on one day, I think I've mentioned it before in another video, where some days they would have me there from like 7 p.m. to midnight, and then the next shift was at 7 a.m. And it's like, I can't ride the bus and then get home and then like shower and sleep and all that stuff. I can't do any of that. But if I had a car, it could be possible to function on a few hours of sleep. You know, at 12 o'clock fucking midnight on a Saturday, it's pretty easy to get around, to be honest. It's not that bad. It's pretty easy to get around on Saturday morning or Saturday evening at that time. And then Sunday morning, again, relatively easy to get around. Not nearly that much traffic. I mean, it's LA, so there's still traffic, but it's not like it's crazy bad or anything. It's not like it was today. So I could get home, you know, sleep, and it would probably, like, from where I was working, from where I was living, probably taking like 30 minutes, maybe 40, if it was somehow, like there was some kind of detour or some situation going on a Saturday night, right? If that, really. I mean, where I was living was literally right off the highway, and where I was working was literally right off the highway. So it wouldn't have been terribly difficult to get to work. Now, getting to work on Saturday might have been a little more difficult, just because of the timing. And traffic and all that stuff, but you know, just switching around. Ooh, got a little burnt there. That's not good, but it's okay. It's just a little burnt. It's not a whole lot. It's not like the whole side burnt. That would suck. This thing does heat up. Sorry, I threw the butter on a little late, so it's already sizzling instead of melting. It's on pretty low too. It's not super hot, but it's fire. But yeah, just all in all, out here in Los Angeles, having a car is the better choice. It really is. Even with all of the other fucking cars. One of the things that it would be nice if like somehow this could be done would be to put in a transit system that just kicks ass. You know, a lot of the big main streets that like cross all the way down the city, like the ones that just keep going down and down and down and down, put train under them. Fuck. Main cities that go left and main streets that go left and right, put a fucking train under them. You know, have a real subway system. It's doable out here. We have one. We have a subway system. It's not a real subway system because it's kind of lame. Shit, got my nuts on too. Shit. A little bit less, but still. Wow. Oops. Yeah, there's a lot that needs to be fixed, changed, adjusted, what have you. And again, I feel bad for even being part of the problem right now. But like, when being a part of the problem makes it to where you can actually, you know, be a part of life, be a part of society, it's kind of shit, really. And it's this double-edged sword. sucks. You know, it's when your choices are not really optimal. And you know what? There's a lot to be said about, you know, the benefits of driving, the individual benefits, of course. I mean, when you have all the privacy that you want, you don't have to listen to anybody or anything. Like, I wasn't listening to anything in the car, I was talking to myself. You know, even though I burnt that little edge a little bit, it didn't make it taste bad. So it might have been just right on the cusp of burnt. Now on this side, might be a little different, I don't know. It does look like it could be salvaged though. Or like I did salvage it, we'll see. Right on the cusp. Like I can kinda sort of taste it, but almost like I want to. Anyway, when I'm done here, I'll relax a little bit, take a shower, maybe take a nap because I'm tired, and then drive the car back and, you know, take the train and walk back. When I walk back though, I'm gonna stop over by the mailbox. I'm gonna do that tomorrow too. Since I have a shipment coming in. A shipment. I got vacuum bags coming, but also I found the packaging for my little timer. It's dead though, so I bought some button batteries for it. I mean, I bought this thing 2 years ago. I'm surprised it lasted that long. Like a year and a half ago, and I don't know when it died. So, but still, you know. Did its job. And now I'm in the kitchen, so I might as well use the kitchen timer in the kitchen. I use it a lot for all sorts of other shit too, but it's just nice to have another timer too. And especially a timer that's not necessarily associated with this one, because like I don't like having to press the button and figure out what the timer is. So I'll just use this for most things in here. You know, when it comes to timing, boiling water for eggs or pasta, what have you. So, yeah, it's a handy device. It was like 16 bucks, I think. But yeah, while I was digging around, Monday I found the packaging for it. And yesterday when I went to the storage, I looked for it elsewhere, but it wasn't there, and you probably can't see all of it, but it's whatever, it doesn't matter. It's also nice to have just another clock that's visible. I mean, like, I do not have what I would consider an appropriate, or if you will, socially acceptable sense of time. Time management is very difficult for people with ADHD and PTSD as well. And I have both of those. Shouldn't help. So I've got to have constant reminders. Also, one of the things that I, with regards to the, like the sour cream was an issue. One bummer is this bastard. I didn't notice the sugar added stabilizer. There are 28 grams of added sugars in each serving. Each serving is 140 grams. Like, there's already 6 more sugars in this fucking thing. There's 34 total sugars. Strawberries, sugar stabilizer. It's like, fuck. So that sucks. I think I mentioned that yesterday. I don't remember. I thought I mentioned it today. I don't know. That's the thing. See, again, talk about time. I can't even figure out what day it is, even though I know it's Wednesday. I can't figure out what I did on Wednesday or Tuesday or Monday or whatever. I didn't even show you that very well, but it's whatever. But I'm going to consume the damn things anyway. I just remembered one of the things I always used to do with my shakes was put sour cream in it. Because it made it creamier, tasty, wasn't a whole lot of extra calories, gave it a little bit more body and filling because of that. So I'm going to use both of those in tandem with each other again, since I just remembered. And I'm going to make one later, either before or after I drop the car off. We shall see. But there's a lot that this city needs to be better. I mean, when I was driving around fucking downtown, it's like there's like just one side of the street lined with homeless tents. Other side of the street, brand new fucking housing building. Now, are those for low income people? I don't fucking know. My gut says no. Hell, my sister just sent me a TikTok earlier. This dude talking about Hotel Cecil. How, you get your own room and it's, shared bathrooms and kitchens, and a lot of people keep dying there and stuff, but somehow it's for low income people, but also it's like $900 to $1,200 a month for each. And again, all you do is get a room. I've been in one of those. They're called SRO, single residence occupancies. They gave me a voucher for a week while I was homeless. They don't give you vouchers for longer than that. It's like, hey, I'm homeless. Can I have housing? Not, can I have a small vacation? Fuck, man. So what they're probably doing is it's probably intended for low-income people, but it's probably also milking the Section 8. So if you make too much money, you can't live there. But it's too expensive for the average person to live there, which means they're most likely taking Section 8 vouchers, which are different than the voucher that I got, and then probably pocketing most of it, especially because apparently it was talking about like 800 people died in it or something. I don't remember what from. There's this music that was playing in the background, make it all sound scary and shit. I'm like, come on, just be fucking factual and stop throwing in spooky fucking music. It's not Halloween. I mean, if you want to, that's another thing about like TikTok and some various other things. Is like, if you want to talk about something serious, talk about it fucking seriously. Make it a serious video that like doesn't make it entertaining and goofball, but through the facts, make it scary. You don't have to there's something called priming, and music is especially useful for this. That's why, like, So many movies, especially, I mean, Hollywood movies, because I haven't seen any real films from other cultures. I probably should, but music is often used to direct your emotions. Sometimes the lack, and the lack is usually more powerful, depending on circumstance and the like. But it's priming you to have a specific reaction because we have been indoctrinated with, or if you will, conditioned to hear certain types of music with certain types of information or what have you when it comes to movies and stuff. And so a spooky sounding song that's playing in the background of a TikTok video talking about specific, you know, death and all these other uncomfortable facts, it's supposed to make it sound spooky. But instead, it should make you fucking frustrated. You should be upset. Because of the facts. Or, depending, you know, maybe it's a fun fact. You could throw in some fun music if you wanted to, but maybe you don't even need to. It all depends. But driving is still cheaper, even if it is technically more expensive, because it provides you with more time. Like the last 6 days have gone by slower than I expected because I got everything done so quickly. Like within an hour, I was pretty much done with whatever I was doing. Usually, that's the halfway point. So, have fun.